there, people. That's right. If any of my listeners are from the team up north from Ohio, I know most of you don't give a crap about football, but I do, because I'm from Ohio and there's nothing to like in Ohio but football, so I'm in a great mood. I just got done listening to Haken's Visions, which I'm going to be posting here after I do this video, and I'm still in a great mood because this weekend we absolutely crushed them once again. So it's going to be hard for me not to like this Opeth song because I'm in such a good mood. It's going to be hard to bring me down. And this Opeth song that we're going to be listening to is Drapery Falls. I downloaded the live version from Royal Albert Hall, so hopefully it's pretty good. I think I've watched a couple videos from the same concert, so I'm pretty sure the video is pretty good and the sound quality is pretty good. So I'm looking forward to this battle, because there is a battle, Opeth fans. After listening, I'm sure most of you Opeth fans didn't watch my reaction to Haken, though you should. Haken has moved up to the top spot of all these bands I'm listening to after this last listen. It's not my favorite song by them. It's actually my third favorite song, but after now listening to Haken six times, Haken's definitely my favorite band of all these bands. Opeth was number one until I listened to these last couple of songs, and Haken has just kind of edged it a little bit. So I'm hoping that we'll see if there's a good battle between Opeth and Haken with this new Drapery Falls song, and maybe that's going to push Opeth a little bit above, because Opeth is probably right there. It's my second favorite right now, but it could move into the first spot very easily because I think Opeth is just freaking badass. So let's get right to the reaction and see what happens. Man, I love watching live. Watching the fans going crazy. I wonder if this is going to beat Harlequin Forest. This is my what? Turn it up! Someone wants some attention. What the fuck is that? Okay, glad that's fading away because I was not going to be cool seeing that the whole damn time. Good melodic start. I'm waiting for all of a sudden it to drop like Ghost of Perdition and be like, I hope it doesn't do that. Nice, great start. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dude, I'm just waiting for the fucking bottom to drop. Ooh, no bottom drop, I don't think. Maybe a clean section? Yep. Ooh, I like that switch. I shouldn't say switch. I mean, I like the chord that he chose there. Stop clapping, people. You can't do it. You can't do it. It's impossible. You don't have inner ears. You're fucking it up. Good voice. Ooh, I like that. That day. Slide.
The silence of your seclusion rings not into what you say.
Yeah, I like that. Good little writing moment right there. That was good. See, I like that. They made you feel like you were going to go deep, and then they came back. That's great writing. Oh, that was cool.
I'm counting nocturnal hours, drown visioning on dead sleep. Faint flickering of your powers leaks out to show what you keep.
Here we go. Yes. See, now this is repetitious, like it's basically repeating what they did the first time. But I don't mind that, that's okay, as long as it doesn't happen throughout the whole song like this, right? This is good. So far, great. Creating that home base, and then you can go off into other places. This is the home base. Now I'm hoping that they don't go back to the home base again. There needs to be some sort of bridge or switch. 4, 5, 6. Got that 6 feel. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Nice. Michael's ripping a little bit. There's the switch. Now the question is, will they go back to home base at the end of the song? Oh, yes. Oh, good. Building. Yes. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay, let's get a switch here. It's a little repetitive. Nice. Back to that. So we have the first part that repeated it, home base, switched, repeated it. Nice. That was cool. We could do it. Nice. Is this back to the beginning? This actually has like an Irish feel to it. I feel like I have an Irish jig. The way he's singing sounds like an Irish song.
Waking up to your sound again, lapse into the ways of
I feel like I'm at like an Irish pub. Ooh, I like a chicken. Like it. Good melody on the guitar solo. Nice. Boom, boom, boom. Man, you can really hear that bass player ripping it. Oh, that ting 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 on the bell. Great. Oh, that was a great slow down tempo to end. That was very, very like tight. Rock on, Cleveland! Okay, so this is interesting. So the first time I listened to this, which I'll explain in a second, was the live version. And I had comments on previous videos who suggested this song that said I should listen to the studio version because there's some things that they cannot reproduce live. I think one of them was the acoustic, and I just didn't think much about it because I always prefer live first over the LP or whatever, or the record. So I listened to this, and this song was kind of like, I thought it was like good. I was like, this is a good song, very melody driven, which I love more, especially coming from Opeth, because Opeth tends to be more heavy driven. And this had like a great start of wonderful melody. And like I said, it had a home base that it came back to and went back to. It was kind of telling more of a story. But I thought, oh, it was a good song. I wasn't like blown away by it. And so after I listened to it, I was like, maybe I'll give the actual album version listen before I make my actual reaction to it. So that's what I did. I just got done listening to the album version of it, and wow, that's a pretty big difference. Even though the audio on this live version is pretty good, there is definitely a lot of things that are missing, and now I totally get why some of the people who were suggesting the song suggested that I listen to the album version. Because I know there can be some things lost in a live version, of course, but it's a pretty big difference. One main notable is the acoustic guitar sound. That acoustic guitar sound changes completely the feel of this song that you don't get in the live version. Number two, his vocals are not nearly as good. I hate to say that because he seems pretty good live, and when I first heard it in the live version and the reaction, he seemed fine, but you can't understand him as well and what he's talking about. But in the album version, you can really understand what he's talking about. It's more clear in his pronunciation of the words. So that was pretty interesting. And then about the 8-minute mark into the song, when it goes into the acoustic part again, you can actually hear voice parts that are very clear and very well done to make this more of an epic song that you just don't get in the live version. Like, I didn't hear how clear I'm sure the guy was singing, whoever sings the backup vocals or the other vocals was singing in the live version, but I definitely didn't stand out enough to where it was really gorgeous and beautiful like it was on the album version. And then finally, I don't know if it was just this particular live version of Opeth, but his double bass drum, or his drums, were not mic'd very well after listening to the album version, because in the album version, his double bass stuff you can hear really well recorded, but in the live version it's just it's just kind of like missing. So because of that, I'm very thankful I went back and listened to it again, because after listening to the album version, it made this song so much more understandable of why it's epic. And it totally is. The home bass at the beginning, the melodic part, and then when it drops. And what's funny about Opeth is you never know when you're going to get like the clean vocals versus the growling. And I've said this before, I don't prefer growling, but his growling is okay. The growling that he does on the album version, because it's just not as good live. On the album version, when he growls, it's like, oh, okay, I can understand what he's saying more, and it fits perfectly with what they were just doing with the clean. Whereas before, I didn't feel like the parts matched as much. So this makes me feel like in the future, as I go to listen to more Opeth, I think I might do away with the live versions with Opeth specifically and listen to the album versions more, because I do feel like, I mean, again, this is one of the things I love about Dream Theater. One of the things I've always credited Dream Theater on is almost to the T, they sound exactly like the album version live most of the time, especially in the older days when I first started listening to them. I was shocked. I remember one time I went to my first concert I went to see Dream Theater. They had a band before them that opened up called I Mother Earth. I'd never heard them before. And my ears are pretty sensitive anyway, so I always wear earplugs when I go listen to live music, because I don't want to kill myself and not be able to hear things for the next day and a half. And I'll never forget, even with earplugs on, I Mother Earth came on, and I was just like still having to like cover my ears. They were so fucking loud. Dream Theater came on, and I took my earplugs out because they were the volume level was so much lower. And I think they did that because they weren't trying to cover up shit. Like, the louder you are, it's easier to cover up things because you can't just hear anything. But Dream Theater was incredible live as they are on the studio version. Now, of course, there's exceptions to that rule, and there's certain sounds that maybe you can't reproduce. But for the most part, Jordan on his keyboard knows how to reproduce all that stuff. I wouldn't say that's the case for Opeth so far. After now listening to the album version, if I had not done that, I would have thought this song was just so-so. But after listening to the album version, this song is freaking up there. Like, it's making it hard for me to decide, because I definitely don't think it's better than Blackwater. Blackwater Park still has the epicness because of that ending. I would say this is kind of in between. Oh, shit. I might have to choose this over Blackwater Park. I think this is a little bit better. So this is probably going to be my second favorite song by them now. Then Blackwater Park, Deliverance are kind of right next to each other. And then Ghost of Perdition and Windowpane. So I'm so thankful that I did listen to the album version, because it was very well done. The back and forth, it made a lot of sense. I could listen and hear the lyrics more, which the idea of this, like, I don't know what it's about, but it seemed like it was about some sort of relationship or something like Take Me Back, like to where it was wonderful, kind of, and then, which is a good conjunction to the pissed offness of the growling. Again, I might be wrong, but it seems like it has something to do with like a good relationship turned bad or something like that, or remembering the good parts of the bad situation now. I don't know. But it made a lot more sense, and I think it was a great song. So, yes, man, Drapery Falls turns into number 2 because of the album version, not because of the live version. So, yeah, in the future, if there's a situation like this, I do prefer live, especially if it's well done. But I would say, at least in this song, the album version is much better than the live version. So I'm definitely, glad that I listened to it. So again, Opeth, you're number 2 in my book right now. Haken's got the number 1 spot. But this song definitely makes this so difficult because Opeth is just badass. So yeah, like and subscribe as always, and come back to the channel for more. I'm going to start kind of going out and kind of getting into some different bands as we go along. So peace out.